my name's Bob Jones. I live in Chester, England, but I was born and brought up in the Manchester area, and having left school I played the piano in a dance trio, and then I moved on to playing the organ in clubs in the area, mainly Hammond organ, and I did that for a number of years. But for the last 30 or so years I've lived in Chester, and when I moved here I didn't actually play a musical instrument for about 10 years. But I then started to play the pipe organ at one of the churches, and I have been organist at that church now for about 25 years, one of the city centre churches here in Chester. But more recently, having semi-retired, I purchased this Hammond organ, and I have done a number of jobs around the city playing the lighter style of music. And a number of people have asked me for little snippets of information, little tips, and I thought it wouldn't be a bad idea to record a couple of DVDs showing the basics of how the instrument is played. These are not music lessons, so you will need a knowledge of music. And the first DVD covers the basics of how to sit at the instrument, because you need to sit in the same place all the time, because you're going to be playing with your feet and you're not supposed to look, so you need to know where they are. And it's important that you sit in the same place every time. And generally speaking, the upper manual takes the melody, the lower manual is the harmony, and then the pedal is the bass. That's the general principle. And the first DVD will cover the structure of chords, all you need to know about chords with the left hand, and it will go further looking at the various rhythms, quick steps, foxtrots, waltzes, Latin American, even 5/4 time, 6/8 time, and it will hopefully bring you up to a standard where you can play a tune competently. If you are already at that standard and you want to take your playing that little bit further, then the second DVD does that. It looks at introductions, breaks, fill-ins, endings, linking pieces together that are in different keys, counter melodies. Now that's becoming a forgotten art, the counter melody, changing key within a tune, syncopation, ornamentation, and the use of the swell pedal, the volume control. All that is very, very important. And what I'm going to do is to do a short YouTube video just giving a brief overview of each lesson, so that you will then be able to see exactly what is being covered and decide whether the first DVD is for you, or the second, or both, or neither. Now the instrument I'll be using is this. This is a Hammond B300, and it is attached to a Leslie HL822 rotating speaker, which is off camera by the side of me here. There are no fancy gadgets on this. There's no rhythm machine, no drum machine, no memory, harmonised memories, no built-in rhythm units, no harmony intelligence, none of these fancy gadgets that appear on a lot of the modern instruments. So if that is the instrument that you have, I would ask you please switch those off. I don't want any drummers or any gimmicks at all. I just want it to sound like an organ. And because these days there are so many devices on these instruments that it's taking away the person actually playing the organ. So many times you see the person, I'm now going to play this, they press a key and they sit and then wait for the whole instrument to go through the introduction. Everything's built in. And really what I'm looking for is to get away from that, because it takes away the creativity of the musician. So as I say, there's no fancy gadgets with this at all. A lot of the music these days is not written for this instrument. So you may find a book that is written for all organs, and it means then that you're looking at the right hand and playing what the arranger decides you must play, and looking at the left hand, looking at the pedal. But those, you're limited then to the tunes that are in the book. A lot of books of music are in the UK known as the buskers books, in America they're known as the fake books, and all you have is a single note melody and the harmonising chord. There's no introduction, no breaks, no fill-ins, no nothing. And if you have an actual copy of music, that will have been written as an arrangement. Now, if you are playing a classical piece of music, say a Chopin piano piece, or like I try to play a little bit of Bach at the church in Chester, you are then governed by the notes that have been written by the composer. If the note is there, you play it. If it's not there, you don't. But when you're looking at a piece, say, by Irving Berlin, Jimmy Van Heusen, Jerome Kern, or whatever, you really have not a blank canvas, because you have the melody and the harmony, but it is then up to you to make it as simple or as complicated as you can. Before the top 10 was based on the sales of records, it was based on the sales of sheet music. And it was very important then for the arranger to write the music in a way that the public could play it, because if they couldn't play it, they wouldn't buy it. So if it was too difficult, they wouldn't buy it. If it was too easy, it wouldn't sound so good. So really, what I'm trying to achieve here is that at the end of the day, you will be able to take any piece of music of that style, the likes of Irving Berlin or whatever, to take the single note melody, to take the harmonising chord, and build up an acceptable arrangement. And that's the idea, that the first DVD will bring you up to a certain standard of playing, and the second DVD will then take it quite a number of stages further within a piece, or linking two pieces together, and so on. And once you've done all that, I then have no problem in you pressing the drum machine. Please don't press the automatic rhythm, which includes the left hand and the bass, or walking basses, or anything like that. Play the instrument along with the drum machine, and it's then just like it was in the days when I played in the clubs in the Manchester area, where I played the organ and it was organ and drums, and that was it. So just to give you a little bit of a demonstration, I have here Manhattan written with just the single note and the chord, because that's going to be the basic building blocks of the first DVD, and then taking it further with the second DVD. The first DVD will lead you up to this standard. Right, there's no introduction there, no breaks, no fill-ins. The only syncopation is as has been written by the composer. I deliberately didn't change any of the registrations on there, because I will leave that up to you. That is something, because I don't know the instrument that you're sitting at. But that is, the first DVD will bring you up to that. Now, to me, it's like reciting a poem in monotone. So the second DVD, by introducing the introduction, breaks, fill-ins, little different pieces like that, the whole end result should be a lot better, and maybe something like this.